Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy hmsa2012 here, back at it again. It's been a while since I recorded. Apologies for that. I actually got, really involved with a lot of work stuff, and I'm just making that money every day. And this time, I wanted to give you guys a replay of round one of the official Smogon tournament. So I think twice every year, Smogon hosts a big tournament with the winning prize being a couple $100. And I actually first entered in last year, and fortunately, I scrubbed out on round one, losing 2-1 to I think it was an actual um, contributor to Smogon, which I found pretty interesting because there was a big crowd watching us. So um, I wanted to redeem myself. I don't think this time I wanted to lose. So nonetheless, let's get it. So usually, what I want to do in the first round of a tournament is play HO, just to get the games out of the way quickly. And so as you can see here, I brought some nice rain HO, and my opponent actually brought doubled weather with a Tangrowth. So my initial plan is to get rid of Tangrowth, and once I actually do, Kingdra kind of just claims a kill every time it goes in. So nonetheless, let's get it. So as you guys see, he leads off with a Charizard. Magearna, that was a bad lead on my part. But I decided to stay in because I think he's going to go for the Solar Beam here. I didn't want to risk the Pelipper coming in, or else Rain would disappear. So I go for the Volt Switch here, which is a really good turn 1 play on my part. Now I bring in the bad boy Pelipper. He probably is predicting for the Scald. I think I'm just going to drop a U-turn here just because I can get some momentum in the way. And now I bring in my Kartana. Now I bring in the Kartana just I want to knock off this Tangrowth's Assault Vest, because as you probably can see, like his team, in no way it could be a Rocky Helmet on Tangrowth because he has a Celesteela, which is usually defensive, because that knockoff it did quite a bit, but it didn't do too much as I expected it to be. So I was guessing that Tangrowth was Assault Vest, and if I get rid of Tangrowth's Assault Vest, pretty much the win is near the end. So knock off Celesteela. I expect the Flamethrower to come in, so I go into my Kingdra here. And for here, I could have switched out, but I decided just to fire off a Surf to see how much it did to Tangrowth, and that confirms that it is indeed Assault Vest. So I go back into my Gearna, goes for the knockoff here, and I believe here I go for the Ice Beam, brings the Extra Joe, gets some nice little chip. I'm not messing around in the early rounds, I'm not going to predict, so I'm going to go for the Kartana here. He goes for the Extra Joe, which is Swords Dance, which makes sense since his T-Tar is the one Sandstorm. So most likely it's a Oryu Sand Sweeper. Goes for the Lando here. He goes for the U-turn. Good play on his part, predicting that. And then I go for the U-turn, gets the momentum again. And I'm going to go into my Kartana. And this time I'm going to really try to get this Assault Vest out, which is confirmed to be true. As he knocks me off, perfectly fine with me. Because that means Tangrowth can't really take a Surf or Hydro Pump very well from the Kingdra. So now that that's out, he goes to the Kingdra. I fire off an Ice Beam here. And we're starting to weaken this Extra Drill. It's going to be very important in the end. Kartana comes in with the Earthquake. I take the Earthquake very nicely. Didn't want to go into Pelipper simply because it risk of a Rock Slide. He makes a good prediction of me going to Mega Swampert, and he just goes for the Giga Drain. So nothing really too aggressive from the Tangled part. So he goes for the Ice Beam and T-Tar, and I make the dumb play here, expecting him to actually predict the Pelipper. I would think he would Pursuit or Stone Edge here, but apparently with that damage that has been done to Magearna, it's confirmed that it is Banded T-Tar. So really interesting, because it can't be Mega because he has Mega Star already. So I end up sacking my Magearna here. I get in my Pelipper here. Expecting him to be Banded, he switches out into Tangrowth, and I predict that and go for the Hurricane. So really good right there. He gets into the T-Tar. I just go for the U-turn here. And I believe here I have the ability to get my Swampert in here and go for the Rock, which I expect him to do. Yep, goes to Orlando. Now, I have a feeling that the moment he showed Defog, he didn't really attack me. He hasn't used Lando as a very aggressive mon, so I was thinking this is probably Scarf and I can just spam rocks, or I can just get some nice delicious chip on this Lando. So that's what I ended up doing. And then here on this turn, I get my rocks up, which now guarantees that Lando isn't coming in anymore. I go back into my Pelipper because I don't want to take a effing Solar Beam or Focus Blast, eat it like a boss. and he has to switch out into Tangrowth here. Then I'm gonna go for the U-turn here, and then I'm gonna go into my Kingdra, hoping to knock this thing out. He doesn't. He decides to make a smart play and go to Lando, because Tangrowth is kind of his way of not losing to either Swampert or Kingdra. He goes for the Solar Beam, as I'm like, alright, whatever. I'm going to get the Surf out, and boom shakalaka. This Zard is gone. And this is pretty much over now, because I can just switch into my... Unless he Pursuit Traps me here, highly doubt it, but I stay in, because I know that Bandit T-Tar is slower than Kingdra, modest Kingdra, always, unless it's Scarf. But seeing that the Lando was possibly Scarf, I decided just to stay in and kill the T-Tar. So now I can finally get the weather in my control as I go into the Pelipper here, and I believe he goes for the Earthquake, predicting that, and then I believe he goes for a Z move here, which is Corkscrew Crash. And so now I just got to complete the U-turn, get some little chip on Excadrill, and right here it's just pretty much game, as Tangrowth can't really do much to it, because it's coming in, I believe, at approximately, 43%, meaning that it cannot take a Hydro Pump very well, and two Surfs will knock it out. So yeah, that was game one. Pretty much a good game on my part, just making sure that the momentum stayed in my favor. Battling dual weather is kind of an iffy against Rain HO, but nonetheless, I take the win. And so the second replay, I don't have it simply because my opponent and I somehow weren't able to save it. But I ended up losing the second game, and I thought I was starting to tilt, because that second game I played pretty poorly. A lot of skull burns going on, and yeah. So now it comes down to the final match. It's now 1-1. So the winner of this goes on to the next round. So I decided to mix it up a bit, expecting him to bring something with anti-rain. I decided just to bring Psychic Spam, and this was a nail biter. So, so this is pretty much Mega Zam, Psychic Z, Lele, Scarf Cart, classic Ashgren specs, a Rocky Helmet, Lando, and Assault Vest Medina. So pretty much if I get rid of Bulu and I get rid of Latios and chip on Zapdos, Ashgren kind of wins. So nonetheless, let's get to it. So I lead off with the Lando, expecting him to go into like the Bulu or whatever, because I can't really switch into a Bulu. But I get off the Magearna here. Goes for the Ice Beam, expecting me to be Scarf or something. He goes for the Earthquake, doesn't do too much. So I decided to flirt and knock this thing out. Now, that's kind of a questionable play on my opponent's part, because I would have anticipated him to go either into Lando, predicting the Volt Switch, or the Heat Trying to take any hit in general. But he decided to sack the Mega Latios, which kind of means that Ashgren with Water Shuriken is going to look kind of threatening in the end game. So, decided to go into Heat Tran. I can take a Magma Storm while my other Pokemon can't. So I decided to just Volt Switch out on there. And I'm going to go into my Ash Greninja. And expecting him to go into his Bulu, I just end up getting a Spike here, which actually is going to prove to be very crucial in the end game. So I go into Orlando, expecting him to Swords Dance or Horn a Leech. I just go into my cart. And now here it's like, well, I kind of don't need cart anymore, since its main objective is to get rid of Latios and check the Lando, but I think Ashgren in the end might help me out. So I decided to just hit him with the Leaf Blade, as he's able to knock me out with the Superpower and knocks me out. So now I decided, you know what, I think Lele or Alakazam pretty much can claim someone here. But he decides to go into Greninja, which was a good play on his part, and he goes for the Psychic. I go for the Psychic, and obviously predict that's good. So then I go into my Magearna here, and predicting him to go into Magearna, he goes to Lando. Now, here I kind of messed up a bit. Or actually, no. My opponent messed up, because he should have gone for either Rocks or the U-turn. And I'm going to take the ability to get the U-turn off, and he unfortunately paralyzes me. And I'm going to go into my Lele, and you know what I'm going to do? Expecting Defog, I'm just going to Calm Mind up here. As he goes for his own Z move, which is something of a rarity nowadays. He doesn't do anything. I hit the Moonblast, does 73. Goes for a Discharge, and Fortune doesn't paralyze me. And now I'm able to knock these Zapdos out. So as long as I'm able to chip the Grin or Bulu, pretty much this game is going to look kind of delicious in my favor. So I decided to switch out into the Grin here, because I didn't want my Magearna to lose. So now I'm going to go back into my own Grin. He goes into the Lando here. and I believe I predict that going into Zam. I get to intimidate off here. I'm gonna go back into my own Lando because I don't want to get Earthquake or U-turn. If he does that, I'm taking that delicious, nutritious rocket helmet damage, which actually is crucial in the end game because he goes into the Bulu. The Bulu's leftovers, by the way. So what I'm gonna do here is I think I get Parad. No, I go for the U-turn. I need to chip off the thing. Now I go into Zam, get that Grassy Surge up. And now I don't really have much of a play now because I don't want my I don't have any switches to this, so I just pretty much sack this. Just want to take damage, as much damage as I possibly can. Pretty much that was a waste of a turn. So now I go back to my Lele here. I'm gonna go for the Z move here because I gotta knock this Blue out. And now this is where things are gonna come into play because this Greninja is now a problem to me. So I'm gonna go into my Lando and I'm going to sack it. Now here is my game plan. So now I have to get rid of. Now I have 3 big things, and the winning play for me, I have to do it in 4 turns, or I'm just gonna die. So what I was thinking is that Magearna is low; it cannot take a Specs Dark Pulse anymore. Lele died as well, but here I have to go for the Ash Gren play. I have to go for the Gren play, sorry, and try to chip this thing with a Hydro Pump, not Dark Pulse, with a Hydro Pump. With the Hydro Pump, it puts it in the range of a Water Shuriken and a Spike damage. So I really need to hit the Hydro Pump in order to win this game. He goes for the Dark Pulse, doesn't flinch me fortunately for him, and then go for the Hydro Pump, and boom, now we are good. So this means now that Ashgren pretty much wins. And goes for a Dark Pulse, knocks me out, that's fine. And now Psychic Terrain is gone, and now my Ash Greninja can just go in. If I happen to have rocks or spikes, or another layer of spikes, I would have to worry about this Gren. So now the thing is, does my opponent choke? And I'm gonna say yes, he does, because he decided to stay in, as expecting me not to go for Water Shuriken, and I believe he thought that he was able to take. He thought that he was able to take 2 Water Shurikens from Greninja. But, you know, Ashgren is kind of frail, and with a layer of spike, and with the Hydro Pump damage, it helped me chip it down to the point where I can just Water Shuriken the rest of the team. And that pretty much, you know, with 3 Water Shurikens, able to knock out the Heatran. He kind of choked on staying in, but you know what? We'll take those no matter what. And so now I'm locked into the Water Shuriken, and I'm able to, you know, with the next set of attacks, able to blow out this Lando out of the window. So it's a good game overall. Good setting. Good match set overall. I was able to win my first game pretty easily. Second game, I kind of lost. So many burns. And this game, you know, OU, man. It's always a nail biter. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. We're on to round 2. They'll probably announce the next set of rounds in next week or 2. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe for more content. Have a good day.